Every third-party administrator, every carrier is a little bit different. And so the whole point is to help them figure out how to put it into their own procedures and processes without disrupting that too much, knowing that they can do it. So quite frankly, when you've seen one, sometimes you've seen one, but each time we learn a little bit more about what the roadblocks might be. So in their edits, for example, like how claims come in and how the claim gets processed, do we need to interrupt somewhere in there? Is it after the fact? Is it relative to understanding how to do the payments for it? So really diving deep with each third-party administrator and demonstrating to them that it really doesn't have to be as difficult as they maybe think it is, and finding ways to get to yes. Right? The starting point, because it's new, because it's different, because it's outside of the norm, sometimes they're looking for no, and we find ways to look for yes. With various third-party administrators, we start with what is your procedure for this, and help figure out where we can insert the different stop gaps to make sure that we can do this, as opposed to just saying, here, we're gonna shove it in. And so, it's a process for each one of them, and some it's very, very simple, and some it's a little more difficult. But thusly, we've been really successful in working with commercial carriers as well as through standalone third-party administrators in getting them to be able to figure out, okay, here's how we can do it. So there's kind of multiple components to what you have to do to get the Regenexx procedure put in. Obviously, these are self-insured employers. So these are employers that are paying their own claims, but they then have an additional subset to that. So there's how am I going to do the administration, and then there's how am I going to make sure that if something goes awry and we have a high dollar claim that it's going to get paid for. And so that is the stop loss component. So far, we've been very successful. Most of the stop loss carriers, when we go to them and we talk about what the risks involved and we share the statistics, we haven't had any issue. We just have to make sure that we amend the contracts, get the contracts amended appropriately so that we know that we're protecting our clients in the event that something does go awry and that there is a claim. Generally, that's not been a major issue for us. I actually have only heard of one or two where the stop loss carrier was very resistant. And now there are some things in place that Regenexx has put in place in order to protect the employer separate and distinct from their traditional stop-loss contract if necessary. It's really, we've gotten rid of the risk side of it in terms of the employer risk to the employee. We've gotten rid of the administrative hassle that we may think that TPAs are gonna have. And it's just working with them. Anytime you have something new, it's just gonna take time. And the savings, the impact, it's well worth the time that it takes.